loving this. Oh yeah, let's try to sit like this for the button. But that way we don't have to count that much. Oh yeah, we're back, boy.
Hey, welcome to the 23rd episode of...
We are completely dressed in grey because that's how our mood is. Absolutely blandtastic.
So it's a bright sunny day out there, so if you're joining in, I feel like your life is as boring as ours.
Yeah. No, the truth is we wear this in memory of the British food as resembled by a color. Right?
Yeah. Let's go with that.
That's a good shout out at the beginning of this show.
This is a week we saw dead people.
Dead people walking and then not walking anymore. Yes.
So welcome to the show, guys. It's the 23rd episode of Caught in Chaos Season 2. And hello. We have our first year anniversary of Caught in Chaos next week. So this is the week before our first year anniversary.
I completely pushed that out of my mind because I was like, that can't be true. It can't be already a year. Oh, fuck, it's already a year.
Fucking year.
And you didn't even step to me like at the beginning of COVID. You were like holding out for a while until you're like, Paul, we need to do a show.
Yeah, we took like it took us like 6 weeks for us to like, finally.
Yeah. So it's a year plus 6 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
In reality. Oh, fuck, that's hardcore. But yeah, thank you for sticking around with us for a year.
Thank you so much for like a whole year and the show that helped us keep our sanity. And if you are joining us on YouTube...
That's very high praise. Keeping our sanity, I would rather say like when you cut up a loaf of bread and it resembles our sanity, like we're literally at the last part now.
Yeah.
That last crust bit that's hard. And that's what they keep around, they spray a little bit water on it, like make it moist again so you can put it in the toaster. It's not as good as the rest of the bread.
Yeah, now it's getting moldy. That's been that long.
Shit.
But thank you for joining us.
No, seriously, yeah.
You can, as usual, you can join us on YouTube. You can also, if you can't have, if you're doing something else, you can't keep watching at the screen, you can also join us on Clubhouse. We are live on Clubhouse. And if you're joining us on YouTube, take the opportunity to shoot something on the chat so we know who we're talking to.
Yes.
And with that said, let's go to the news.
This is the news.
Don't let
News.
yesterday you said tomorrow. So just
News from Ara und the World.
make
With Paul
come true.
and Malinda.
Do it.
Na 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 na. This is the fourth James Bond in any franchise. Like with any James Bond. Like the fourth one most of the time sucks. We're in Lockdown 4 now. And Lockdown 4 still sucks. The numbers are not going down significantly enough. The number of Intensivstationen, like beds, are still rising, I think. We cracked 600. The last time we had that was in December. Remember, December... Nobody does. Remember December?
Every day seems like...
Where Kutz was like, hey, we are out of the thick of it. Good times.
But as they say, these 2 weeks are the most critical weeks for the past year. Those 2 weeks, I honestly don't know when these 2 weeks are going to be over.
Dude, this is, it's instead of like Groundhog Day, where it's 1 day, it's 2 weeks, and we relive those 2 weeks. The problem is, we don't remember any of the lessons from the previous 2 weeks. apparently.
We just know the coming 2 weeks are very critical.
Yes, they are very critical indeed. And the problem is, it's never a lie. It's always true. It's always true. That's the most frustrating bit about it is, yes, as the previous 2 weeks, these 2 weeks are also critical. What you could have said is, just shut up about the 2 weeks and just say, well, the next 2 years are gonna be critical and be done with it. Then you can say something else for the next 2 years.
If I switch off the light, is it going to be too dark in here?
Well, switch off the light and let's see. Yeah, that's too dark, bro. This is the After Dark edition of
After Dark edition.
Of Caught in Chaos.
But anyway, so the lockdown has been extended until the 18th of
Called
April.
it again. We are so good at this. We should start a betting pool.
We should shall we make a bet like if the lockdown is gonna be extended?
How many times are we right opposed to the government?
Every time.
Yeah, we have 100% hit rate. Every time they did something, we were like, oh, they're gonna mess this one up. And every time we were proven right. But yeah.
How about you give me €5 if the lockdown is extended again, and if the lockdown is not extended again, you give me €5.
Okay. That's not 1-to-1 bets. What the fuck? What are those odds, bro? Are you trying to play a white boy? I let you know. I've been to the casino twice.
Yeah.
Actually, 3 times now that I remember. But the third one doesn't really count because I went in with somebody else's money. I think that's illegal, but I'm not sure. It was like the cover fee. It was like the €26.
Okay.
And I gambled them away in one stroke and then left it. So I was in there for like 10 minutes.
Perfect. I used to go to the casino as well when I came to Austria.
Yeah.
They have this thing, you go there and you have to pay €30 to
Yeah,
get
the
your
cover
chips.
fee. Yeah.
But you only have to pay 27.
Right. Yeah.
So you get €3 extra.
You get sure. Yeah, you get a 10% discount.
And I used to play the roulette, and I always what I basically did was betting on 2 colors and collecting changing my cover chips into
Right, you transfer them,
chips,
yeah.
and then collect that €3 every day.
This is the most petty form of hustle I've heard in a long time. No, it's genius.
You hustle.
Don't get me wrong.
If you go every day, that's €90 a month.
Because the thing is, you can only donate plasma, I think, every 2 weeks. And you get $20, I think. 50 now.
Yeah.
Back in my day, it used to be $20, but okay, so $50. But you can only do that every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So yours is still a more stable income, but then you can supplement with spikes with plasma as well. You can double dip.
And if you register, you get a €4 per day.
Wow.
So if you're not registered, it's €3. If you're registered, it's €4.
Wow. What?
Good old days in Austria.
The good old gambling days. Oh man.
Which gambling. We know we're gonna get €3.
Yeah. Which casino did you go to?
Casino Wien.
Yeah, but which one?
The one in Kärtnerstraße.
Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I went to that one as well. That was my last stop. Was
the only hope is the ball doesn't stop at 0.
Yeah, that's a bad day.
Hope.
That's the bad day. That's a bad day. That's a bad day.
Because then you're losing €10 immediately.
Yeah, I know. Yes, it's gambling.
Yeah.
All right.
That's 1 in 37 chances. So.
Oh, but yeah, the Austrian government is gambling too.
Yeah.
With the lives of the Austrians, and they're succeeding right now.
Well, the numbers are slightly gone down, but it's not significant enough. Like for the past week, the average infection rate is around 2,600.
Yeah, and we still have an incidence of
227 7-day incident rate.
Great.
So
better than 300.
Yeah. And right now you actually.
And I love 300. That's one of Zack Snyder's best movies.
Okay. Now in Vienna you can actually register for the gargle test. You can collect the gargle tests in BIPA or other railway stores.
Yes.
All you have to do is you do the gargle and drop it any of those centers. It's a PCR test.
Yeah.
And,
but you want to know a shocking fact that I found out?
What?
A third of Austrians have never been tested. Ever.
Yeah, I can believe that.
A third?
Yeah, 1/3.
That's 3 million people have never been tested in over a year now. Like, I get it if it's like 50K, because that's like, like people who are literally brain dead and can't consent.
But also you can count them as like people from those rural areas who doesn't need a test, like there are
no more 3 million people in the Austrian countryside anymore that not regularly interact with at least the Hofer lady.
For example, if it is like Fuking, which is now Fuging, like how many inhabitants? 160.
Yeah.
I don't think none of these motherfuckers need a test.
No, all 160 need a test. Because there's one motherfucker who comes into that town once a week. He has COVID. Everybody has Amazon Prime delivery in those places.
You think?
Oh, sure. No, the countryside is full of those motherfuckers now.
That delivery boy is going through so much shit, I guess.
For sure, sis.
Welcome, Muhammad, to the chat on Clubhouse. Welcome to the show. We can't bring you on stage because this is a live podcast, so we can't entertain questions. But I hope you're enjoying our weekly recap from Austria and around the world. So thank you for joining us on Clubhouse. Now, that's the thing. If you're watching us on YouTube, on Clubhouse, we can see who's joining. On YouTube, we can't see who's joining. So if you are joining and enjoying the show so far, just shoot something on the chat so we know who we're talking to. We like to keep this interactive on YouTube. Unfortunately, we can't do it in both places. So
not yet.
We can only choose.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. The technology is not there yet.
Once Clubhouse allows us to have interaction when we are doing this, when we can do it on multiple streams, then definitely.
Yeah, if we can do a back feed function, but Clubhouse doesn't allow that yet because it is a mobile app only.
Yeah. And the Viennese mayor also mentioned that most of the intensive care beds that were taken in Vienna hospitals are coming from outside of Vienna. They're from other states.
I mean, that makes sense. No, it doesn't make sense because that's Vienna.
Yeah.
That's what Vienna has always been, is
taking care of others.
We have the infrastructure, so obviously we have to take care of other more rural areas.
Cheers, guys.
That's fine. If you need a specialist and you are in like bumfuck nowhere, Bumfuckingen.
But now that's the point. Like, when the pandemic was started, we had 700 something intensive care beds all across Austria.
Yeah.
It's been 1 year. We still have 700 something beds.
Yeah, because the thing is, with physical beds we probably have more. The problem is training new staff takes more than a year, and retaining staff during this COVID crisis is also not easy. Because nobody is like, hey, after my 1 year stint at the hospital that I have to do, because if you become a doctor, you have to stay at the hospital for a while. You have to work
like
there.
the training period.
Yeah, exactly. But you're a fully trained doctor basically already. You're just cheap labor in the end. But those guys are not going to hang around if there's not an incentive. Because COVID and the normal work schedule of an Austrian hospital is a shit ton of work. Like, it is backbreaking work. I have family members who work in the care sector. I have doctors, I have nurses, I have all physical and occupational therapists, who are relatives of mine, and all of them are like, yeah, it's bad. It's really bad, and it's reverberating through all of it because everything gets more complicated when you have no more intensive beds stations. Yeah, so the Austrian state is doing a bang-up job here as well. Again, you should have not opened shit up in the first place and had a proper serious lockdown with proper measures taken in the meantime when you have a breathing period.
Well, but now it's too late for that.
No, you know what we are right now?
Yeah.
We're that, I mean, that's me, literally, but we're that kid in the pool that gets dunked over and over by another stronger kid, and you're like gasping for air every time he lets you up, but then you're like, no, motherfucker, you're going down again. You get literally 5 more seconds to live, but maybe I'm not letting you up again. Yeah, like waterboarding us, basically.
Yeah.
It is absurd.
But Kurz actually mentioned that opening of cultural events and gastronomy is still possible in May. Now it's not about the possibility anymore. It's about they kind of have to now, because it's been 6 months and there is no way that you can go further with this. But like now it's more like okay, shit, now we have to open.
Oh
that shit.
we're gonna have a Starbucks everywhere now, because it's only gonna be the big corporations that survive.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna move into every single one of those prime locations that been abandoned by
Small coffee shops. and
Yeah,
stuff.
or small businesses in general. Like I'm pretty sure, like 2/3 of the pubs in Vienna are gonna permanently close even after the lockdown.
Now
because
I'm just wondering which bars and clubs are still open. I just want to see like who actually.
it's gonna
survived.
be a bloodbath.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a bloodbath. It's gonna be real bad.
100,000 new COVID vaccination appointments were made available as of Friday. So if you are
We're catching up to the target that we were promised in February.
So finally we are there after like a 2 months delay. So if you want to get your vaccine, if you have been waiting to get your vaccine, go get your vaccine.
Yes.
I think you can even do it now via an SMS or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. So
Yeah.
like look into it.
Again, if you're eligible, don't be one of those assholes that like literally travels to another country to get a vaccine.
Yeah.
Don't be that dick. You are one of the most horrible human beings around, because most of the time you're going to a poorer country, literally taking it away from the less fortunate. No, you are like the devil at that point, because most likely if you're safe to travel, if you get COVID, you most likely are also gonna survive it. You know?
Yeah. Yesterday there was a Corona demo in Vienna. 649 people were charged.
They were demonstrating the shitty taste of Corona.
Yeah.
They're like, we want better beer. Oh no, it's Vienna.
And
It's-
15 were
yeah.
arrested.
Yeah, good.
And from the people who were charged, 349 were for not social distancing from themselves, and 108 for not wearing a mask.
You know how bad this demo was?
How
This
bad
demonstration?
How bad was it?
The FPÖ didn't want to align themselves this time with it. Like, that's how bad it has gotten, where the FPÖ is like, whoa.
Even the FPO is like, yeah.
I mean, we love Nazis, but this is too much. This is bad optics, guys.
Now that's the thing. Now if you go out, it's not only the right wing people who are fed up of this, but like people who don't propagate shit like are also tired. Like if you go to the canal and see 50,000 people sitting by the canal drinking a beer with their friends that they haven't seen for 6 fucking months.
Yeah.
They're not all right wing people.
No. But that demonstration definitely has a high concentration of them, because a lot of them are also violence driven.
Now you see, that's the thing. Like, you know, when you like, we want to do a demonstration. We are actually working on it. We want to do a demonstration. That's how it's going to be called. But it's not going to be a demonstration instead of doing...
I mean, don't give away the plans, man. This is really dumb.
That's just a hint.
Like I'm applying for it, and then the officer like looks it up because he's curious, and he's like, wait a minute, those two fuck faces I've talked about. Clicks on the link. Oh, those assholes. Okay.
But we are honest
Rejected.
assholes. We are honest assholes. We want to be an example for how to
do art.
to do art right, you know? So
well, not right. Don't use the word right in this context. This is correct, maybe.
Correctly, yeah.
Exactly. Exemplary.
Yeah.
How about exemplary?
Yeah.
Huh?
That's
Safely
that's more
and
like,
exemplary. Don't use the word right in this context. This is a really bad time.
It's like don't use the word leadership in any German context.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The EMA.
Or leaders generally.
Yeah.
We reject leaders of any kind. It's a bad idea. Lead designer? No. Get the fuck out of here.
Lead?
No. You're prime designer.
Team leader? You are team.
I think this was one of your most subtle jokes in a while. I love it. That was a good joke, man.
Anyway, the EMA, the European Medicines Agency, has actually come to the conclusion that the unusual blood clot is actually a rare side effect of the AstraZeneca's vaccine.
Yeah, so what we know now again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But the jab actually outweighed the risk over the rare.
What? Again, something we already know.
No.
They have told us again. Thank you very much. But it's nice to be, validated in your knowledge. Thank you, AMA. I guess the whole
For clearing it out for us.
yeah. Because let's be honest, the fear mongering that newspapers and generally media outlets have done about the AstraZeneca, yes. Their validity as a company should be questioned.
Yeah.
Because that's a fucked up company.
Yeah.
If you even look squint slightly at that company, you're like, oh, there's some shady shit going on there. But the vaccine itself is solid.
Yeah.
So thank you. But I want it, man.
But anyway,
give me. Don't just tell me that it's good. This is like that burger commercial that you see from another country, and you're like, McDonald's, what the fuck? Why you don't release that here?
Yeah. Like you have it there. Why can't we have it here?
Wow, the Mega Mac, for example. I always wanted to try the Mega Mac.
Okay.
And the only time I got the chance for it was in Ireland.
Okay.
It's a Big Mac, but with 4 patties.
Yeah.
It's the right bread to meat ratio. Mm-hmm. Because the Big Mac, in my opinion, has too much bread in it. That middle slice is so much wasted space. It's like the middle class in Britain. Just cut it out.
If you're feeding us junk food, feed us in a mega style.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Call your products what they are. Yeah. Is anything called mega gonna be healthy for you? Definitely not.
So what EMA actually did was something like something similar, like McDonald's coming out and say, so we are concluding that our food is junk food.
Yeah, exactly. Technically, you're not gonna die from it.
Yeah.
But if
it's junk food. There is a lot of unhealthy stuff in there.
6 people are gonna get rat tails in their burgers.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we've been eating it. We know. You don't have to, thanks for the thanks for the, clarification.
For the scientific validation of this, yeah.
Speaking of that, FPO members came into the parliament without wearing masks, because although it was made mandatory to wear masks in the parliament unless you are giving a speech.
Yeah.
But there were no consequences if you don't.
Yeah.
What a way to impose a rule.
Yeah, it's very Austrian. Again, hats off to the ÖVP for literally making every fucking Austrian newspaper report instead on what is really important, which is the corruption of the ÖVP. You spend, literally, when I watched ORF yesterday? No, 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
When I watched it, they spent equal amounts of time on the actual session and then on the controversy. What controversy? We already knew they're fuckheads and they're gonna not wear the mask if they're not forced to do it. And if it's a rule that doesn't have any punishment for not doing it, obviously you're gonna. This is like saying it's okay. It's not okay to murder people, but you're not going to prison for it.
Yeah.
If I shot Malinda right now, and I wouldn't go to prison, I would never kill you. That's a bad metaphor. But
here jumps the cat out of the box.
I would rob a store if I knew it was illegal, but I wouldn't go to prison for it.
Yeah.
There's very little downside for me robbing a store. I could totally walk in and be like, I'm just gonna take this.
Your flyer is open.
Yeah.
Give me all your money.
I think the cashier lady who's 16 and in training, I think I can beat her up. If she really thinks I can't take that bottle of Merlot home with me, Because I wouldn't like actively rob a store. I would passively do it. I would just take shit and just walk out.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. Servus, danke. Yeah.
Put it under the government's tab.
Yeah, it's a classic strategy of how should I say, alternatively minded people.
Covering up shit.
Yeah, you create a controversy artificially somewhere else, so it takes up the useful space of newspapers and outlets to reach the populace. It's a classic misinformation strategy. It's PsyOps 101. Well done, ÖVP. Your agents work really well.
You've been listening to some third world
Oh,
news
yes. No.
a lot.
You mean America?
How to cover up.
Yeah, shit. This is like U.S.
How to get
politics
away with
101.
corruption.
I want a deep fake now of how to get away with murder, but with Kurz and Co.
How to get away with corruption.
Yes.
Our last corona news comes from Germany. The German labor minister, Hubert Heil.
We didn't know.
Hubertus Heil, which is...
It's not even Hubert, which would be the logical name for a man. But Hubertus, he's literally called a beer. There's the Hubertus Brewery.
And, I don't think he signs any document with his abbreviations, with his initials.
He always writes it the full
Like
way
he
out.
has to write the full name. Like
He makes
imagine,
the H's very small.
imagine signing a legal document saying HH.
It's mostly you read Hubertus Eil.
Hubertus Heil.
The H's are silent.
Hey, Paul is joining us on YouTube, and also we have a new listener.
Hey.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, why Yi1 is joining us on
Oh, cool.
Clubhouse. We can't bring you up on stage on Clubhouse because this is a live podcast. It's streamed via YouTube. So thank you for joining us. And hang in here. You're going to hear some news from Europe and around the world.
So the labor minister
The labor minister wants...
of Germany
wants the corona tests in the workforce to be mandatory. Now, when I read this
What
news,
is mandatory? Mandatory, you.
mandatory, like how...
Mandatory! That's so good! That sounds like a nice Sri Lankan dish.
And that's exactly what it
Mandatory.
is. That's not how I sound.
I know. That's like if I don't want to coin.
You remember
My-
how that went? Like how that went last time? What was that word? Ambulance? Oh, something else. You were trying to correct me, and I played you how it's pronounced in.
Yeah. I failed miserably. Yeah.
So let's not go there.
Oh yeah. No. Again, I'm a gambling man. Just like the Austrian government. I'm all chips in.
So like that news came as a very much of a surprise because as many places that we know like,
already have
testing is quite mandatory
that. Yeah.
in the workforce. So
Yeah. Because
Germany,
it makes
what
sense.
the fuck have you been doing all this time? No
Yeah.
wonder your numbers are not going down.
Yeah, it's the VW guys, just coughing on each other while they make golfs,
Paul, keep the chat active.
You know who I want to be in the
German.
German workforce at this point? The guy who puts on the paint on the cars. Because you're wearing a mask that filters everything out. I'm just going to wear that everywhere on the factory floor. No, Franz, it's okay. I'm just wearing the mask. It's easier, I don't have to put it off, put it on. It's more efficient. You understand? You're German.
So that's it for us from our corona news.
Thank fuck.
And instead of the corona deaths, there were like two major deaths that happened last week. Coming from the royal family. Prince Philip died at the age of 99.
What a surprise. He literally looked like The Walking Dead in the last 2 years.
Like,
he could have been an extra in The Walking Dead in the background.
Yeah.
You could have cut him out and put him in the background and I would have noticed.
I was thinking, I think their funerals get arranged when they turn 90. I think the royal family, when they turn a certain age.
There's an automatic, yearly
funeral is
prep
arranged. Nah, they prepare
Yeah.
everybody for the funeral.
Yeah.
Now imagine if you have that casket inside your house for the past
9 years.
every morning. I'm not sure when they prepare you, but there was a age that you get prepared for your funeral.
What do we say to the casket of death? Not today.
Not today.
Not
Like-
today.
Like imagine like you wake up every morning and you have to go to the royal bathroom to brush your teeth and shit, and you have to pass your casket every day, like looking
You're
at it.
already wrong. You're already wrong. It's definitely you are being walked to the royal bathroom where a servant brushes your teeth.
Okay.
Yeah. But continue your story.
Yeah, like having to look at that casket every fucking day is like shit. No.
Not to
Not today, motherfucker, not today. But yeah, like there was a lot of memes
I would draw a dick inside.
in the casket.
If I get to decorate my own casket, I would put a like dick face like scribble underneath where my corpse is gonna lie.
If I'm still alive when you're dead, like I'll make sure I'll put a dildo in that casket. You can play with it for eternity.
Yeah. Problem is I'm probably going the cremate and make a diamond out of me route. Yeah.
That's done in Switzerland, right?
Yeah.
I think it's in
Yep.
Switzerland.
Yep. And I think in one other country does it as well.
It's-
But they only make like industrial grade strength diamonds. I'm not about that weak shit. I want a solid diamond out of me.
It's funny, Han, how like a person who's not valuable at all can immediately
They
get
turn into something.
diamond.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
Hey.
I end up on a Swarovski ring. I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
Yanni is joining us. Hey, Yanni, how's it going? Only 30 people can show up at the funeral, right? And I think it is. I think it's only 30 people.
Yeah.
They wanted to keep it. I mean, I think even with the current situation, even if they want to invite people, I don't think they can. But Prince
Except if you want to arrange multiple
Harry is
other funerals 2 weeks later. You know, like there's a shit ton of old people who are inbred as fuck in the British family. They're all immunocompromised. Like I'm surprised that not more royals have died at this point of Corona. But it would be funny if Philip killed another 5 royals posthumously.
But Prince Harry is coming to the funeral.
Yep.
That's gonna be wonderful. Like,
That's gonna be not awkward at all.
After that Oprah interview, that's gonna be like one fantastic moment that.
Son, I heard you were talking shit about me.
It's gonna be one of those awkward family gatherings.
Let me say it in the words of Will Smith. I'm not jiggy with it.
Well, not just the royal family, like the whole hip hop culture lost an icon last week. One of my favorite rappers, DMX, Darkman X,
Shout out.
died.
We have him here, obviously.
Obviously,
Yep.
like, you know, Paul is white.
I know
so
it's
he
not
has
the
to have a
original
DM
print, guys. I know it's the 2013 reprint. I know.
As a white boy, he has to have a DMX.
Dude, if I can't sing a third of the lyrics, I want it on vinyl at least, you know? Let me do the most white boy thing with a black rapper as possible, which is buy it on vinyl and then listen on my Sony deck made by Japanese people, you know?
So yeah, like he died from a drug overdose.
No, he died from being a rapper. That's a classic rapper death.
The problem is like it's very sad how
Yeah.
he got into drugs because he was tricked into his childhood.
Yeah. No, it's really fucked.
Yeah.
No, DMX is yeah.
His childhood mentor, like the guy who looked up to.
Yeah.
When he was 14, laced a joint with crack cocaine.
Yeah. Really fucked.
Yeah. So like he
At least
completely-
tell you.
He
Yeah.
he like
And he
DMX
didn't.
keeps talking like.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to a 14-year-old kid?
Mm,
And
I know.
I'm looking at you. I'm
Yeah.
looking up to you as a big brother. I don't have brothers.
Yeah.
I'm looking up to you as a brother. Why the fuck would you do that to me? Like lacing up with crack.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Paul is saying DMX is not getting a royal farewell. Well, I can guarantee the farewell
That's the
he
real
is getting
injustice.
gonna be way bigger than a royal farewell.
Oh, I believe there's gonna be more 40s put out tonight than ever in the history of rap before. Maybe Biggie. Maybe Biggie.
Yeah.
But otherwise, there hasn't been a bigger rap death, I think. Like, that has such a storied career. Because DMX, I mean, white boy knows about him, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's a clear sign that somebody made it in the rap game. If a white boy from Austria knows about him. And not now, because that's easy. But in the 90s, I knew about him.
From 1998.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
when his first album came
Yeah,
out.
I think I listened to him around like 99, 2000. I think he was on MTV in Austria. Yeah.
Well, rest in peace, DMX. Rest in peace, Prince Philip.
No, don't rest in peace.
But anyway,
Rest in Phillips.
Like the funniest thing I saw on the internet, like is they have a funny memes and shit coming up. Like now for all those Crown viewers, like this is from Marcus Ryan, a comedian that we know. He's from Australia,
Right.
So he posted that shit escalated so quickly. Like I don't know how many retweets and shares and comments he got. What if the classics, like so for all Crown viewers, spoiler alert.
Fucking fantastic. Luke Ryan again, knocking it out of the park.
And the best thing is, like, now that they died in the same time, DMX is now gonna teach Prince Philip how to rap.
Now that now that Luke Ryan, first of all, fuck yeah, but also now that Luke is in a new stratosphere, we should call him Luke Ryanair.
Luke Ryan. Like, I wonder how Diana is gonna like.
Oh, they're not in the same level of heaven or hell.
Okay. Either way.
Either way, they're not in the same stratosphere. No matter where they end up, like they're not gonna be close to each other.
My only message to the Queen, Her Majesty, in case if you are looking for a husband, please make sure they don't have love discovering new places on their bio, because
Yeah, poor Atlantis. What's left, bro? Mars?
Elon Musk should be the Queen's new.
Oh, that would be hilarious. He drops. What's her face? What's his current girlfriend?
I forgot.
The musician.
I don't remember.
Ah,
her name.
fuck. It will come to
I'm
me.
bad with names.
Yeah. But it will come to me again. It's not Lord.
You used to run the world.
Yes.
How about we conquer the universe?
Yeah. I mean,
Tempting, right?
Yeah, the thing is, Elon Musk, he is South African, so he's all up in that colonization game already, Again, the optics that nobody has yet written South African multi-billionaire colonizes Mars as a bad thing is pretty telling for, like, human society. Where we're like, oh, that's cool. Wait, he's white? If it was a black South African, we would be all super happy about that. We're like, yes, South Africa finally made it. Segregation has ended. We have a black guy in space. How many black guys have been in space?
I don't know.
I bet you like it was one and was during Reagan or something like that.
The
Russians sent up one black guy first. They're like, we found our one Russian black guy.
We are going to talk about Russia right now. Before
yes.
D. Windle, welcome to the show, man. Grims. He posted Grims.
Grims?
Yeah, I don't.
Grimes. Grimes is the girlfriend. Yes.
Yeah, Grimes.
Yeah, the more talented
that's
and more
correct.
intelligence between the two.
And news coming from Russia. Apparently, Mr. Putin was voted the sexiest or hottest, most handsome man of Russia. I mean, come on. Is there any man more handsome than the 68-year-old Putin?
Quasi-dictator.
I mean, like, come on. Like,
I mean, it is true again. Power makes sexy.
I am not 1/16th hot.
That's why you know who I really want to bang after this?
Putin?
No. Because if power equates to sexiness, next guy I want to bang is fucking, Lord Palpatine from the Star Wars universe. That dude has power. Physical and mental and political and, Death Star. If I've ever seen a penis equivalency in space,
Like the thing is, 18% men voted him handsome, and 7% women. So
meaning
men found him more attractive than.
pretty telling. Pretty telling. You know what that means? Putin always secures the gay vote. They're like, oh, bad daddy, punish me, send me to a camp, send me to re-education. Yes, infringe on my rights. Yes, daddy. It's that
not
probably.
very often a man would call another man sexy or hot.
Exactly, yeah.
And he secured 18%.
He has that daddy dick energy,
I want to be Putin, man. At least as hot as Putin.
If 18% of the population of Austria found you sexy,
Well,
you would be one of the most famous men in Austria.
There are more than 18% who finds me sexy, so let's not go there. Well, Paul says, Putin riding a bear is damn sex. I'm guessing it was supposed to be sexy. Damn sexy. He stopped. Ah, man.
Hey, thanks guys, by the way, for turning up. Obviously, it is a beautiful day outside. So,
Muhammad, I hope you're enjoying the show out there on Clubhouse. After the show, I will bring you guys in to get some feedback if you're still around. But we have viewers on YouTube too. So yeah. Going back to my home country. So last week we had
another sexy person.
Yeah, another sexy person.
Nearly as sexy as Putin.
Yeah.
Nearly.
Yeah.
Nearly.
Almost.
Last
week we had our pageant contest for Mrs. Sri Lanka.
Mm-hmm.
And proudly we can say the current reigning Mrs. World is actually Mrs. Sri Lanka from 2019. So
well done, Sri Lanka.
Now it ended up in a brawl. So when the new Mrs. Sri Lanka was crowned, after a few minutes while she was taking her victory lap. Is it the victory lap?
Yeah, sure.
Whatever they do.
The whole waving thing.
Yeah, whatever.
And then shooting t-shirt cannons into the crowd. Yeah.
So while she was doing it,
saying USA #1. Yeah.
If I that's the thing. And then the Mrs. World, who is Mrs. Sri Lanka, she went on stage and actually what do you say, decrowned or
dethroned?
She removed the crown.
Yeah.
While injuring, they say so she the winner. The winner was injured while removing the crown.
Yeah, obviously because it's a fucking crown. Yeah. It's not made of. It's whatever. Yeah.
And gave it to the first runner-up.
Yeah.
Claiming that the woman who won. So the woman who won is actually going through a divorce.
Yes.
So in Mrs. World or Mrs. Sri Lanka or whatever, the Mrs. contest,
Sri Lanka, in the Sri Lankan stipulations.
If you're divorced, you cannot be it's a regulation. You have to be actively married,
which is already insane.
Yeah. No.
What about the single ladies?
That's why you have Miss World and Miss all the Miss.
Those are two different contests.
Yeah,
I thought they're the same.
So you know.
Oh shit!
There are two different. So Mrs. World.
Wait. Is then there a Mr. Universe and a Mr. Solo?
Mr. World, Mr. Universe. There's everything.
Yeah, no. But is there a single version for the men as well, and a married version?
Mr. World is a single
husband universe.
There are so many, man. So
shit! I didn't know.
So
okay.
Mrs. World is for women who are actively married.
Okay.
Mrs. Universe are for women who were either married or divorced.
Okay.
Mrs. Universe is more open.
Okay.
So anyhow, it was so fucking funny to see all the feminists going it's all.
This is the hottest woman you can't have.
Yeah. and now we are saying
or hottest dude, whatever.
Now we are saying who the fuck want to divorce this woman.
Oh, that's insane already. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about that. That is what man?
And then there is
What are your standards, bro?
And then that's what it comes to, like, you know, Sri Lankan men.
Even if her personality is
Sri
terrible.
Lankan men don't marry you for your beauty. We marry you for the love and
Affection and the food that you cook us, or what?
your looks has nothing to do with
I mean, that's pretty woke. You know, that's like that's a very woke stance.
But at the end of
Looks
the day,
don't matter. It's all about your skill set.
at the end of the day, the committee decided to still crown the official, like, original winner. And now
How fun is that too? Like, you're so hot, you break the rules, and they
not
still
only
allow
that,
you.
like, she has so there is alleged political affiliation.
Too hot to stop.
So there is now the reigning Miss World, who is Mrs.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. She's
MSS.
She announced that she's taking away her crown, like she's going to again.
Deny it or
Like-
put it away or forfeit the crown?
Yeah, for something like that,
Okay.
which shouldn't be actually going on, because, like, yeah, shit happens, and she stood for what she believed, because.
What if wait, widows are okay?
Nah, widows also goes in Mrs. Universe. It's not like so.
That's even outside of your power. Like,
Nah,
as long
that's
as you
why-
haven't murdered your husband, as long as you didn't cause
Which
the
is-
widowing.
which is highly probable.
But if you didn't cause the widowing,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be punished for your husband being a limp dick and dying early. Except if it's like, you know, like clearly like a honey trap situation where it's like an 85-year-old oil baron, you know. Then I would be like, okay, you're clearly playing the game, lady. You want to be a billionaire and Miss Universe.
Well, whatever,
Mrs. Universe.
whatever went down now.
Yeah.
The winner, like now the official winner. Anyway, she said that she is thinking of coming to politics, which this incident paved the path perfectly.
Yeah. Free ads.
That was the
Free
was
ads.
the promotion that you needed.
What position is she seeking?
I have no idea, but, like, you know, she's gonna go into the parliament. That's all I know as a Sri Lankan, because
Oh, she's gonna be voted in, you think?
man, like, from the people that I've seen being voted into the parliament in Sri Lanka, you think
Pretty easy. Pretty easy. Yeah. Hey, guys, if you wanna marry a member of parliament, now you got the chance. Make a move on Miss Sri Lanka.
And now the worst thing is she's going through a divorce. She's not officially divorced yet. So now when the thing is, Mrs. World contest is now going to be held in Sri Lanka, because the reigning queen is Mrs. Sri Lanka. So now, if the fucking divorce gets settled
Yeah.
before the contest, she's ineligible.
She's not able to apply.
So
Great.
now the lawyers and the court has to make sure that she doesn't get
So they
divorced.
drag it out. They're like, can you file a motion in 3 days? Sure. Like this extra talk slow on the phone. How are you? Have you sent the documents? This is a bit that is so
Aussie Man
slow.
reviewed the video. I still haven't watched it.
Yeah?
You know Aussie Man? Like on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
So he Aussie Man reviewed the video. I really need to see how that fucking shit went down. I'm really looking forward to hear his interpretation of the brawl.
We'll see.
We'll see. And so a 91-year-old Japanese woman, news coming from Japan. This is the most Japanese fucking news.
Oh, this is we are top. This is like if like, because nowadays it's mostly anime shit, you know,
Yeah.
like somebody goes Super Saiyan or something bullshitty like that. No, this is OG Japanese.
Like this is Japanese to the core. You cannot-
This is when you hear that dong, 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 whoo! That's that.
You can't get any more Japanese than this. So a 91-year-old Japanese woman managed to claim a Guinness World Record of being the oldest office manager.
Yep.
And she has been working...
Opposite of working herself to death.
Yeah.
She has worked herself to immortality.
She has been working at the same company since 1956.
While the Korean War was going on, she was filing taxes.
She's still working 7.5 hours a day, 5 days a week. I mean, can you fucking get any more Japanese than that? Like, listen, like those 20-year-old people who are complaining about work. Ah, man.
No, that is clearly a woman that has found her addiction.
Yeah.
You know, and luckily it turned out to be work.
And luckily turned out to be Japanese.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anywhere in the world.
Perfect. Oh, they love me there. I've worked there forever. They will never let me go. Like she's like she's so old. Like she went through everything. Like modernization wise. Yeah. Like she worked on a typewriter, then an electric typewriter, then a computer terminal probably in the 80s.
Like a DOS program.
No, it's Japan, so it's probably some homebrewed bullshit that like her cousin did, you know, in the 80s. Then in the 90s, probably somebody from Fujitsu came along and was like, hey, how about we upgrade the whole shebang for you? And since then, they have not been like upgraded since. You know, that's what I can see here.
Like imagine, like, you know,
they still have a dot matrix
the CEO
printer.
of the company has like, have you sent the message? Yeah, I sent a telegram. Oh shit, no, you can't send telegrams anymore.
Beep, beep, beep. I have a private line.
Imagine she, like, you know, the person who they want to talk is actually using Telegram and like, I've sent a telegram. You mean the app message? No, an actual fucking telegram.
Dude, has anybody done that yet as like a homebrew project? Like you use one of those old telegram machines, convert that electricity to a USB-C output, put that into Android phone, and then have Telegram transcode what you use with the actual telegraph.
I don't know if they do it, if they have done it, but in Sri Lanka, I can guarantee you the train stations still use that old this thing to send the message.
That's awesome.
For real.
I mean, if it's not broken, don't change it, I guess. But still, that's insane, man.
They still use it in Sri Lanka. That those thing that
yeah, that's a telegram, man. That's a telegraph. Oh, that's fucking hilarious. I mean, they stopped service like 3 or 4 years ago in Austria.
We still have it back.
Oh, that's insane.
It's like the tube system.
Yeah, the vacuum tube system. Yeah. Oh, no, that was good. That was a fantastic system. Don't like steam good, electricity bad, you know? No, but that Japanese lady definitely, like when she uses signal, she's like, you know, like shooting up a flare, you know? Like, I sent the white signal. The riders of Rohan will be here in 2 days.
Ah, man, kudos to the lady, though.
This is the worst white boy reference that you got, I think. Yeah. It was a Lord of the Rings reference.
And no wonder I didn't react to it.
You reacted mildly to it, which is the most I've ever gotten out of you.
I don't know if if she had kids or something to say like, Mom, you need to stop
8
working
kids.
now.
Oh, 8 kids.
Or maybe the
Definitely.
kids. Or maybe the kids went like, thank God she's working. At least we don't have to take care of her.
Oh, again, this is the most self-sufficient system I've ever heard about. This is a 90-year-old Japanese lady who still works. Like, this is, you know, when you have like an antique at home and you're like, how the fuck is this still working? This clock is 150 years old. It survived 2 world wars. How is this fucker still going? That's her, you know? She's like, she went through the Manchurian conflict, the pre-war with Russia, Second World War, Korean War, Cuban Missile Crisis, landing on the moon, and she's still like, gotta type up those tax reports or whatever she did in that office.
Maybe she's still filing the taxes for 1959.
But I mean, that's also like the most like sweaty gameplay you've heard about, you know. Like somebody on YouTube is like, I beat StarCraft by using only this one type of unit, you know, or whatever. Yeah, you know, extra difficult. She's like, I'm going to get a Guinness World Record, but it's going to take me 60 years.
Maybe she was so slow she had to work until now. Like she's still filing some report from 1973 or something. She was not allowed to go pension.
ma'am, you've been working here for 70 plus years.
How's that report coming?
Yeah. You've promised my boss's boss that you would hand it in. Where the fuck is it? They're too polite, you know?
Yeah.
It's Japan. She's a grifter. She's like, I'm gonna collect some money. Oh my god, she's gonna collect such a huge pension. Is she ever gonna retire? That fucking payout. You know, that's why the company's not gonna let her go. She's like, we can't afford it.
We can't afford this.
We can't afford to let her go. It's like France, where there's literally companies that have like people around that they have so long around that they can't fire because their severance package would be so high that it's cheaper to keep them around until they die.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, holy shit, Japan. This is peak Japan. Well done. This is. She didn't even know the Guinness World Records were around at that point when she started that high score run.
Actually, speaking of, I didn't look into it. Like another Guinness record was made a couple of days ago.
Okay.
He swam for 28 something days. One of our Air Force.
Cool. Yeah.
From Sri Lanka to India, if I'm not mistaken.
Bad choice.
He made it.
Yeah, I know, but bad choice of location. Why would you go to a worse country? You're like,
just for the
this is
record.
awesome here. Let me go over to that shitty part over there.
So yeah.
Did he get like when he hit the Indian coast? Did he get like, oh wow, the water is all of this? Why is it so soupy?
I need to look into. I can't talk.
Like he breathes in a plastic bag. He's like, like on the Sri Lankan swimmer drowns on the Indian coast because of plastic trash. Would be a fantastic headline.
That's gonna. But yeah. Our last news is now that we are also on Clubhouse. We thought this would be interesting that everybody on Clubhouse also knows this. Clubhouse data. There was a Clubhouse data leak.
Kind of. It was a scraping.
It was a scrape. 1.3 million user accounts have been scraped and uploaded into a hacker's website.
As a database that is searchable and interlinkable with any other database of accounts that you can find online, which makes it particularly nice for hackers who want to brute force a few thousand accounts at the time. Mm-hmm. Well done, everybody. Software
We talked
engineers.
about this last week. There was the first Facebook data breach.
Yeah, but that one was more severe because it actually employed an exploit, while the Clubhouse thing was literally just data that is commonly available, but again, it's the mass of data that makes it dangerous. It's not going to hit the individual, it's going to hit literally less than probably 1% of people that are in that database it's going to affect. But those people are going to get fucked because they're going to get all their safety protocols breached. They're going to get socially engineered to death. I mean, I'm guessing there are not that many senior citizens on Clubhouse. But then again, it's Apple users, so maybe. I don't know. Old people prefer Apple because it's easier.
With that, we have one news: planes, trains, and automobiles.
No, we don't.
We don't? We are not going to talk about it?
No, let me log in. Then we have
Paul,
a
you had one job to do. One job.
Hey, I didn't know it had an automatic timeout. We have planes, trains, and automobiles. Maybe. Lucky fucking me that I pushed the right button here. That would have been a fail.
So, for those who are new to the podcast, this is a segment that we talk any news that is related to planes, trains, and automobiles and boats. And Paul came up with the name automobiles.
You're still not happy about this.
No, I am not. It's been a fucking year and I'm still not happy about it.
The thing is, like, it is in the context of how we do the show. You know, this is like a minor accident. You know, like you're like, but okay, there are way worse things.
So the Ingenuity helicopter, which is actually sent to Mars with the Perseverance rover, was actually supposed to fly today.
Yep.
But it has to wait now for a few more days because it has been delayed.
It took a break.
It took a break
Yeah.
before even it flies.
It is clearly one of the few American workers that is in a union. And they're like, it's after
It's a
6
Sunday.
It's a Sunday, it's 6 p.m., bro. Double time or nothing. Either you're gonna pay me double time or I'm not gonna go do the work, you know? Boss said I should stop, you know?
I beg you. I'm sorry because I didn't read too much information in it. So. About
Clearly it was just an automatic safeguard that was triggered, but they're gonna analyze the data because it did a pre-flight check, and then before it flipped over to flight check, it broke off its attempt, which probably means that flight conditions weren't ideal or something else with the rotors is not 100%. Even though the telemetry so far reads really good, so we will follow up next week. Hopefully,
once they have been done.
Because it is really cool if you think about it. Because it would be the first man-made, self-propelled flight on another planet.
Yeah.
Because Moon is out of the picture.
Yeah.
Fucking no atmosphere, assholes. Thanks very much, Moon. You're right there, and then you're useless, you asshole. Get an atmosphere like a real planet, dick.
Yeah,
no, but seriously, it would be so cool to see aerial footage from another planet. That would be fucking fantastic. So let's hope the rover and his little buddy are gonna work out the differences and make due haste. I read a little bit into the communications decree of NASA because they say they're gonna verify the data, but I didn't read up anywhere. Couldn't read anywhere how big that data package is because, according to what the specifications of the antennas are, if we have bad connections, it's gonna take a few days to send that fucking
size matters.
Yeah, exactly. Get a free trial for Zip or WinRAR. You know,
you only get the pop-up. That's it.
There's nobody on Mars to click on the OK button. They're like, oh no, we're fucked. Oh no, the free trial is gonna expire.
You can't do this without clicking OK.
You have to recompile your Linux kernel on the rover. Yeah. Or what do you think? What software? It's definitely Linux, right? That rover is thriving with Linux, probably, right?
Possible. I don't.
I mean, what else? Do you think it's Windows fucking Vista or 8.1? That rover has been in development for a while, you know.
Well, probably it's Linux. Probably it's its own OS.
Mac OS. High Sierra. Okay.
So, Paul, let's go back to the comments.
Yes.
Paul says we should introduce recently divorced lady universe. That's actually
lovely.
No, that's Miss Universe. Mrs. Universe.
I guess so, but still.
Mrs. Universe is that.
How about Mistress Universe?
Mistress Universe.
I wouldn't mind Mistress Universe.
Yeah, that's
the hottest ineligible bachelors.
Ali Hasnain is joining us. What's up, Ali? Ali just joined us when we are about to leave.
It's an Ali party.
And with that news, we are bringing the podcast to an end today. Just to plug some stuff up, don't forget you can get the tickets, and it's only less than 2 more weeks left for our next lockdown laugh show. We have a fantastic lineup. If you are joining us from Clubhouse, just go to my profile.
We have the best lineup. We have the greatest comedians.
Yeah.
Nobody has even close to the star-studdedness than Enter a Comedy.
Nah.
They leave me gasping for air every time, and that's not because I contracted corona.
You know, it's
that's a hoax.
We have different comedians every month.
Yeah.
And we got no gimmicks. We have real laughter.
Real laughter for real people.
Yeah, from real people. We don't.
We have humans in the audience.
Yeah, it's all human. So if you're joining us from Clubhouse, you can check on my profile. You have the ticket link there, and the ticket link is also on YouTube. So don't forget to get that ticket because you are not going to see that kind of a lineup again. Definitely not in Austria. So with that said, also don't forget.
Don't forget to not remind me.
Yeah. don't forget to tune in next Sunday because that's our 1 year anniversary in this podcast. We've been stuck with this podcast for 1 year now, apart from the summer.
Yeah, the short break, the quick reprieve that we had.
And we after next week's episode, we are taking a 2 weeks break because we've been here every fucking week. We need a break too. So
sorry, but not sorry. But also check out next week episodes. Tell your friends because we're gonna have some.
We're gonna have somebody.
We're gonna have some. No, and also maybe a favorite of everybody's segment is gonna return.
Yeah,
Maybe it's Malinda's Conspiracy Corner. Maybe. Could be also local reviews. Maybe. Could be anything.
We would never know until next Sunday at 3:30.
Exactly.
Once we meet up for pre-preparation of the podcast, we will figure out what we're gonna do.
Maybe we will do pre-prep. Maybe.
If I manage to get here before 4:30.
The next 2 weeks are gonna be crucial.
Anything you wanna plug?
Obviously, I want to plug Tamas Vamos Comedy. He has 808 subscribers on YouTube. So be in the 1K club, guys.
Yes.
Be in the pre-1K club and subscribe to his shit. He is fantastic. He puts up more stuff. And we're gonna shoot a new episode next week in a very socially distanced scenario.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna so stay tuned for that. That's gonna be a fantastic new thing that we're gonna do. It's not gonna be your regular old granddad's Dr. Tinderlove. It's gonna be hip new Poochie goes to space. Dr. Tinderlove.
Poochie go to space.
Poochie. Coochie also goes to space. Yes, that is true. Yeah.
Like Coochie.
With me.
Coochie better go to space.
Dude, I'm so repulsive. Coochie always goes to space. All right,
ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Tell your friends about the comedy show on the 23rd of April. We're gonna have so much fun.
Yes.
And that's it for me. Until next week.
My name has been Paul Jacobs. And your name has been
Malinda Perera.
Nailed it! Please kill me now. Oh, no, it's not on.